Let me describe a couple to you and tell me if this sounds familiar. She's in marketing making $62,000 a year. He's in IT earning $71,000. Combined household income, $133,000. On paper, they're winning. Top 25% of American households, college degrees. Stable careers. A house in a good school district. 2 cars in the driveway. So why does it feel like they're drowning? They're stressed, living close to paycheck, maybe 2 months of expenses saved. And that's being optimistic. When the car needed repairs last month, it went straight onto a credit card. They're exhausted. They barely see each other during the week. And here's the crazy part. They did everything right. If you've ever looked at your combined income and thought, we make too much money to feel this broke, this is going to click for you. For decades, we've been sold a simple idea. 2 incomes are safer than 1. Double the paychecks. Double the security. It's basic math, right? Except that's not what happened. What actually happened is something called the 2-income trap, a term popularized by Elizabeth Warren back when she was a Harvard law professor studying bankruptcy data. After analyzing thousands of families, she found something shocking. 2-income households weren't more stable. In many cases, they were more vulnerable. Let that sink in. 2 paychecks, more risk. To understand why, rewind to 1970. Back then, a typical middle-class family lived on 1 primary income. And according to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, housing consumed about 25% of that income. Healthcare was manageable. Childcare wasn't a massive line item because one parent was home. There was margin. And here's the key. The second potential income was a backup plan. If the breadwinner lost their job, the stay-at-home parent could enter the workforce. Not ideal, but it was insurance. It was resilience. Now fast forward to today. The 2-income household is the norm. Both parents working isn't the backup plan anymore. It's the baseline. And at the same time, fixed costs have exploded. Housing prices have doubled relative to inflation. Healthcare costs have skyrocketed. Childcare can easily run $15,000 to $25,000 per year per child. College tuition has multiplied several times over. The second income didn't create extra wealth. It got absorbed. Let's break down the math. Imagine one partner earns $70,000 and the other earns $50,000. Combined, $120,000. Sounds solid. But that second $50,000 doesn't hit your bank account untouched. Because of progressive tax brackets, much of it gets taxed at a higher marginal rate. After federal, state, and payroll taxes, it might shrink to around $32,000 to $35,000. Have kids? Childcare can easily take $15,000 of that. Now you're down to roughly $17,000. Add commuting costs, gas, maintenance, maybe a second vehicle. Another $8,000 per year. Now you're at $9,000. Then come the exhaustion expenses. 2 full-time workers means less time to cook, clean, and manage the household. More takeout, more convenient services, more paid help. That can easily add another $5,000 to $10,000 per year. Suddenly, that $50,000 second income is contributing maybe $2,000 net to the household. $2,000. Someone is working 40-plus hours a week for what amounts to a few dollars a day in real financial gain. And here's the psychological trap. You don't think in net terms. You think in gross terms. You see $120,000 on your tax return. The bank sees $120,000 when approving your mortgage. So you buy the house that 2 incomes can support. You finance the cars that 2 incomes can cover. You structure your life around both paychecks continuing forever. As long as nothing goes wrong, you're fine. But life always goes wrong. Layoffs, illness, burnout, a child who needs extra support, an aging parent who requires care. This is where the trap snaps shut. Unlike the single-income household of the past, you don't have a backup plan anymore. Both incomes are already committed to fixed expenses. If one disappears, even temporarily, the math stops working. And that's why a 2019 report from the Federal Reserve System found that nearly 40% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency expense without borrowing. Many of those households aren't low income. They're dual-income families making solid money on paper. The problem isn't that they don't earn enough. The problem is that their fixed costs expanded to consume everything. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of those costs aren't luxury spending. They're housing, healthcare, childcare, education, the price of participating in the modern middle class. So what's the solution? It's not necessarily quitting your job tomorrow. It's awareness. It's designing your life so that one income can cover the essentials, or at least most of them. It's building margin instead of maximizing lifestyle. It's choosing resilience over appearance. Because wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how much room you have when something goes wrong. If this made something click, subscribe for more deep dives into how money really works. Not the version we were sold.